Well, good
What's
evening,
up?
everybody. Isn't that great? Once again, Shane picks out some great music, and where the hell is he? He's doing the W thing, everybody.
I can tell you what he's going to do later. He's been cleaning the washrooms.
He cleaned the washroom, so
That's right. Hey, Beer Snack, did you record that new disclaimer for the beginning of the show?
No,
Yeah.
have not.
Okay. Well, it was supposed to go something along the lines of, we make a lot of jokes, don't take it seriously, we're not stealing your ideas. That's something like that. I don't know. So, it's all good and good fun. Anyways, next disclaimer. Joe Brett, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a lot. How are
the
you?
Joe Brett disclaimer. I love it.
Awkward.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
We're going to talk about VHF contesting tonight, and I don't know.
You don't know?
Hopefully the crowd's going to rescue us a little bit.
The crowd's our safety net. I like that.
One guest has already declined to offer.
All that's because that it's very simple. If they don't sign on the bottom line that says you're not going to give and sue us, and if you can't have fun with us, then you can't come on. So I'm only kidding. So
What's going on with you guys?
Tuesday night, man, just illing and chilling. Got my Camacho cigar.
Camacho.
Nice Camacho cigar.
I have one of those Mancho stashes to smoke a Camacho.
I can't, man. I can't. I tried. Double V cut. People have been asking me, how do I cut my cigar? It's very, very simple.
Double V cut looks like a pretzel bun.
Doesn't it? Something about the double V. Don't get me wrong, guys. I like a nice guillotine cut, but for some reason, I've been cutting over to this double V. The single V's I don't like. I've been doing a double V.
The double V.
Double V, man. Nothing wrong with the V, if you know what I mean. So, hey, it was a great day here in Connecticut. Beautiful weather. So, we're all doing well here up here. And kids had their last day of school yesterday. So now guess what I told them they could take the week off. And after that, get to work and earn some money. Earn your keep around here. So, but
are all your schools down there like ending right now around this time? You guys end, I think, about a month before our kids do.
Pretty, depending on what snow days or any other days we're taking between, December and December, January, February, and March are usually those key months where they have to take. Our school system builds in snow days, and then they I think they build in about 5 days, so the calendar end date will change. But usually by April 1st, April 15th, we know when they're going to end, unless something climate weather does something crazy. So, but that's where we are. I know most schools here in Connecticut are going to be graduating, if not already. Soon. To all the graduating kids across the United States and around the world, if you have graduated high school, and we wish you the very, very best in your future endeavors, whether it's a vocational school, the military, some type of college training, or if you're going to go work with family or friends or something, go out there, be a good person, and keep it going. So, and that's important, and we wish you the very, very best. So, and have a cigar.
Unless you're not legal.
Oh shoot! If you're only do it if you're legal. But hey, for you guys in Connecticut,
he's like puffing on a cigar and it's like, "What are you doing?"
Hey,
Izzo told me to do it.
Hey, listen, for you guys who ever heard of Stone Man was a famous DJ here in Connecticut back in the 70s. And he has since passed away, but he was on 99.1 WPLR. He had his famous music, going out music. You know how we have our famous coming in music? He had his famous going out music. And one of the things he used to say is, if you're going to do anything a little illegal, just don't get caught. So
we don't want credit for your illegal activities, so give it to somebody else. Did I tell you guys? Well, I'll tell you about my weekend. But I helped my sister bought a house. It's like 100-something-year-old house.
Congratulations.
And, yeah, well, it's a complete gut job.
And called the money pit.
There's a story. It's kind of became abandoned a few months before she bought it because somebody was arrested and sent to prison. But anyways, that's another story. Nobody that we know. But anyways, so because the house was abandoned, I went to go see it the first time, and it was like, yeah, this is a complete gut job if you buy it. She's like, oh, it'd be amazing. Great. The second time I went to go see it, they said somebody broke in and peed on the floor because there was a smell. And I'm like, that's not the smell of pee. That's the smell of something died, like something that died. You know, if you smell like vermin and stuff die, like
was there any white chalk marks around the area that looked like, you know,
no,
like you're laying down in a precarious position?
So no, trust me, we were looking for that. Anyways, and stashes. But anyways, so we're there on Saturday, first day of gutting, and like the smell is just horrendous. It's like, that is nasty. I'm expecting to find like some critter. Anyways, long story short, my brother-in-law says, let's go to the basement and check out like if there's anything down there. And it's a short basement. It's like, you know, the old cobblestone or the stone foundations. They found a freezer that got unplugged. Mm-hmm. And that freezer was full of meat, fish, chicken, and the swarm of flies and maggots. And like the smell was horrendous. So my two brother-in-law said, okay, let's pull out of the basement. Well, they were trying to get out the storm door. And at one point they're like, hey, Dan, we need your help. I went over. I almost threw up. It was nasty. But the minute that fridge came out of the house, the smell went away. So that was my weekend. Fun-filled.
Yo, Joseph GKT, you know something, Molson, not to be rude to you because you're my brother, but you know something? I was thinking the same thing. Where's the ending of this? Is he halfway through?
Shut up. You know what? Joseph is right. So Joseph is right because for Joseph, you know, a short pile up on 60 meters is like two people because nobody.
Oh,
gets
that's not
like,
that's
nobody's
not
there.
nice. That's
So,
not nice.
Well, speaking of that, I'm kind of vested in it now. I'm curious
Isn't
what
it
the
a great
long version
band?
is.
Let me tell you something. Everybody forgets about, in my opinion, everyone forgets about 60 meters. There is some truth to what Molson is saying. Most guys will not go to it. And I don't understand why, because it's a great band almost all day long. It gives you the best worlds between 40 and 80. Just stop it with you. Most wire antennas at 70, around 70 feet. Yes, they're better for 40, but you could squeeze 60 out of it and still be somewhat efficient. And really, it's a great band. Really, it's a great band. Use it for crying out loud. Did they have to do that when the work bands came? I was too young for the work bands. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't on the scene, as they say. You know, where the work bands something tough, where like 12 meters. I don't hear a lot of guys going to 12 meters. Why not? It's probably the greatest thing between 10 and 15 and maybe even 17. Think about it. Why aren't guys using 12 meters more?
You're not convincing me of anything, Dom.
12 meters. For what?
No.
Just to use?
No.
It's a great band. Use it.
Look at Joseph. Don, I love you.
No, you don't. I'll tell you what, Joseph, the 60 meters just opened up. Go activate it. Maybe you'll find James on there. Maybe James will think about working you and give you a POTA contact. Maybe. I love working James.
Yeah. What about you, Beer Snack? What were you up to this weekend? This fine weekend.
Let's see. Saturday was the Suns' last soccer game. And then spent time back and forth with these guys. Okay,
what's the story with that?
Did you fix it? I mean, is it reading it? Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't know.
Give us the long version.
You want the long version? Take the hat off, Joe. I've been back and forth. Like, their support center answers at like 3:00 in the morning our time, right? So I can't turn around and do like a live support where I turn around and say, okay, I've done this. I've attached the cable. I've plugged the cable in and the radio's turned on. I go to read it and it sends the code to the radio and the radio doesn't respond. So I don't know if it's the cable or the radio just not replying. And I sent them this and they're like, well, here's the driver and here's the software. And I'm like, but I have the driver and the software. I'm not a duh. And they're like, well, how about if you tell us what you need for the radio and we'll send you a code plug for it?
No, why don't you give me tell you what, give me a radio.
If you read what I wrote, it doesn't. You could send me the code plug all you want. It's not going to go in the damn radio because the radio is not responding to the system.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So why don't they just give you another radio?
Now, is this an isolated incident? Like, does anybody else?
I don't know.
Do you need IT support? Because I know a guy.
No, so it's the 47V.
I know a guy right there.
And
the 8 can help you.
It's the RT87 cable that they say is the one to program it. It sends the signal out. It says it does the normal programming, like, hey, signals, hey, respond. The radio just all it does is turn around and go, turn radio on, and then goes, you can't do it. So I think I'm just gonna have to send it back and get another one, or just exchange both of them. I don't know, but we'll go from there.
Regardless, that's frustrating. I hear you.
It is. It's a decent radio. Mm-hmm. Just I need more. I need to be able to program some more stuff about it before, so I can continue to use it. On the plus side, my GM30 is working beautifully, so we'll go with that.
Remember back in the days when all we had to do was push the buttons, go into VFL mode, push the frequency, get the tone squelch, tone squelch. We didn't have and then you hit MR for memory right. Choose the number, hit it again, and boom.
It's that 1-8.
Hey, seriously, have you taken a pencil eraser to that port? Yeah. So you've done all the old school ways of making sure
I've done that. The only thing I can't do right now is I can't test to see. Like, I don't want to crack the cable open and test for continuity because I don't want to, I'm going to send the cable back. So we'll go there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's been my fun.
Back in the old days, all you had to do was just get on 60 meters and have fun. Now you got to use a computer to do it. Or 12 meters. Stir in the pot.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's just the 47V is the issue, or if it's the actual radio itself, not the this isolated radio. Anyway,
I gotta ask a dumb question though. I'm a Windows guy. Again, I am a consumer Windows guy. I buy a computer. It's done. You're using a Windows computer?
Yeah. So it is the Prolific driver. It is a Windows computer, and Renovating software does not run on Linux.
Okay. I'm just because you're way smarter than me when it comes to that stuff. So
they don't have chirp. They don't have a chirp adaptation for this, so I can't run it on Linux unless I do. What is it, wine or whatever I do? So,
you know what, Beer Snack? You know what I think of the problem is?
You know what? Cameron says it all. I think
that's. I was gonna say you should have bought a Baofeng.
I'm thinking about it.
Cameron,
thanks.
So I'm curious. I'm curious as to the what the issue is, because if it's an isolated incident, I'm sorry, Dan, but if it's not an isolated incident, I'd be curious to know where it goes from there. How would they remedy that? Is that a new radio? Is it before? Did you get that as a test? What's the deal? You bought it?
No, it's I purchased it and for personal use, and it's been out. It's been out a while, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh wow!
Hey guys, my little brother there, Kyle, asked.
Yeah.
What is jitter? Am I saying that right? Jitterbug.
Jitterbug.
What is Jitterbug OS? I'm gonna show OS for operating system, but what's Jitterbug?
Don, do you remember the Jitterbug phone?
No, honestly, no.
No. All right. Well, you need to get one because it's the phone. It's about yay big.
Yeah.
It's a flip style phone, but the keys on the phone are this big. All right. So each of the keys, all there you go.
It's like the playing cards that are so big. Kyle, I'll think of something later to call you. I love Kyle. Huge buttons. That's right. Shane just said it. Shane from inside the knock right now. Bunch of planes want to fly, and where's Shane right now? He's talking to us here. So, but he's right. The huge.
Big buttons. So yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna test it out on.
Thank you.
I'm gonna throw wine on a box and go from there.
What does that mean? Not to sound old here, but what does it mean?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna take my one of my pies.
Yep.
I'm gonna put a Windows emulator on it. It allows you to run Windows programs on Linux operating system because the two don't like to play together.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that and test it out that way and see if that comes up with it. But that's not a bad idea.
So much I want to say right now, and I can't because we're live, and I wish I could. I should be writing these things down, but anyway.
The jitterbug phone is for the fallen I can't get up types. Now it comes with a life alert button on it.
Yeah, it does. and you could talk to me in the 911 center.
What about you, Joe Brett? Did you tell us about your weekend?
Not yet.
Well, why don't we just jump right into it? I want to hear how what'd you make? 50 contacts?
What did it start Saturday night or Saturday? Yeah. So Saturday, I decided, you know what? Propagation is kind of good, right? For 6 and stuff. It's opening up here lately. So let's play around on the VHF contest. And last several years, I don't even think I bothered last year, but because it's been like nothing. And the only people I put in my log was the locals here on 2 Meter FM. I'd get 4 or 5 of them, get them logged just so I could say I participated. But so we done pretty good on 6. I made like 50 contacts on 6 and 1 or 2 on 2 meter. And I was like, well, time's a little limited because Sunday I was going to be on the road. I had a 4-hour drive down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and 4 hours back, about 2 or 3 hours while I was there. So, you know, my whole day, I was like, I'm not going to be able to operate. Then I remembered remote desktop.
A ham radio operator savior.
Yep. So we'll let's see. There is a map of, you know, the red dot at the top in North Mississippi is my location, and the little dot at the bottom is where I was at. And this whole drive, I attempted, probably shouldn't say this. I attempted to work remote while I was driving down. I wasn't sending text messages, but it was like watching YouTube or something. But anyway, that didn't work out too well. And my wife didn't appreciate it. So I put it away and just waited till we got to like a gas station or something. Got 2 or 3 contacts in, put it back up, hit the road again. But on the way back home, she wanted to try out. She doesn't like driving in big cities, bridges, stuff like that. So she don't drive far off. I talked her into driving home. So for 4 hours,
Joe,
I'm sitting in the passenger seat. She's like, "How are you doing radio while you're sitting over there?" I said, "Here, I'll show you."
And it's a lot more legal too.
Yeah. So, you know, we had this going for us. We had that sporadic E that popped up over the weekend.
Look at that.
Through central U.S. and some other places. But this was coming right up over North Mississippi, which is where my station was located. So it was working out pretty good. And I was working 6 meter off the 80 meter loop. That turned out working out pretty good. Then my 2 meter. Now, while I was away, I was limited on my 2 meter with a 705 at 10 watts. I have a 300 watt amplifier, but I don't use it unintended because when I had my station in the house, so far it hasn't done it out here in this shack, but I don't use it as much anymore. I used to use it a lot when I had the station set up in the house. And let's just say I had to keep a bag of capacitors and replace it every now and then. And the last time that the capacitor blew up, I look down and I see glowing orange coming out. I bend down to look, and there's a flame I said, oh, I need to attend to that. So I don't operate it unattended while I'm remote. But
that's what happens when people get on there and whistle and they say 5 and they're pumping that PEP up.
So I finally get back home and I'm like, we got home around 6 p.m. And this is going to be a long version. We got 2 hours of show.
I had it.
Ape's got my back. Thanks, man.
I had to do that. Ape's our friend, but I had to do that.
Yes, it's all right. And
makes me feel better.
Ape, just pop another Miller Lite. That's all you got to do right now. Just pop another Miller Lite.
Audio, low, hola. So we get back home around 6 or so, and I'm like, hey, there's a lot of time left, and gray line's coming up. So I said, hon, I got to go to the shack. I'm going to continue my contest. And it was on fire. I ended up making, I think, 8 2-meter contacts. This was a contact on 6 meters that me and Kyle kind of talked about. This was Santa Clara County, California, at a distance, I believe if you convert 2,800 kilometers is about 1,700 miles. So that was pretty cool. Of a little hop there on 6 meters.
Nice.
But there's a map of the finished contacts. This is 6 meter and 2 meter combined. I did a longest 2 meter FT8 contact was 534 miles into Texas. Somewhere in this little block down here, I think. Had one in Galveston. Hear a lot about Galveston on the 2.0 channel.
Yes, yeah.
But, and it was weird. I was browsing Twitter while I'm looking at this picture. I'm browsing Twitter. And all of a sudden I see this picture. I'm talking like that. Somebody's done ripped my picture off, dude. And like claiming that was theirs. But then I noticed the, over here, the California contact was missing. And over down here by Cuba was missing. Wait a minute, that's not my map. And it was an 8 call. I looked him up and he actually lives county over. He just has an 8 call. So it was pretty cool because I seen where the origin of his contact was. So it was pretty neat.
That is pretty cool.
So Joe, I have a couple questions from your story. Number one, when your wife found out that you were remote operating, did you tell her how much it costs and how did she react?
Oh, it was free. Google Desktop is free.
Okay.
That's convincing. Number one point. Very good point.
They gave it to me. They just gave it to me.
Point 2. There you go. Keep going, Joe. See?
Yeah.
You don't even need an alibi at this point. That's all true. That's true. There's no alibi needed.
Alibi.
So Santa Clara is about an hour from Chuck.
Yes.
AK6 USY. So now I want to know why Chuck's not in my FT8 log.
He's on the stream right now. He's on the stream right now.
Yep, that's what I seen that in chat. Now
he needs a ham harder.
Well, it's
understand.
I don't think Chuck's a big FT8 guy.
Well, understand. I'm not a big FT8 guy either. It just didn't grasp my heart. Voice contact, actually talking to you is where my heart is. But also I got to go where the signals are, right? So I did make some 6 meter sideband contacts on voice. I made 3 or 4 of those, but there wasn't a whole lot to pick out from. A lot of them was too weak for me to copy. But we did get some voice and then went back to FT8 because, got to get the points, right? So I think we ended up preliminary score off N1MM was a little over 15,000 points. So I was kind of cool with that because I don't know that I ever scored over 100 or 200 in the years past.
Hey, Joe, I'm looking at your map. Not only is California, you worked well into Canada.
A few stations in Canada.
Look at that. Look at the
talking about that, and I think he was having to drive home. He's not here, and we're going to get to some pictures while I got the mic, I guess. But Joseph, help me out. What's his call sign there, Daniel?
VE3GKT.
Yeah. So he is actually one of those contacts on that map.
Nice.
And he was 2 contacts. Why he duplicated my contact, I don't know. It was the same band.
He got so excited because he got excited.
That's right. Maybe I don't know.
So he was working 2 radios at the same time.
No. I remember now because he asked me later. He said, "Hey, did you get me an FN02?" And I looked and I said, "Yes." And he said, "Awesome. That was my 100th part." So he was in parts. So I guess he swapped parts and worked me again. That's
nice.
what. Wow.
You know, something. If that's not dedication, guys, that's dedication.
Right.
That's
And there he is. Woo.
Hey, that's James. Yeah,
Look at
that's
there.
James, the American imposter into Canada. We love him.
Wearing his NASA shirt of everything too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, since Joseph was going to be a little busy with work and stuff, he decided he had some pictures he wanted to share with everybody. So I loaded them up, and we'll go through it.
That's not in a nice clean box anymore, Joseph.
That is not a nice clean box. I don't know what's all going on.
They don't
here.
normally stay that way.
Let's do what the Smoking 8 would do. Let's zoom in. What kind of teas he got there?
Is that a Lipton? Is that a Lipton?
No, that'd be an ST in Canada.
Would that be a half-eaten grinder? What do they call sandwiches up there, Molson? What do you guys call your sandwiches? Grinder, submarines,
Hoagie.
Hoagie. What do you call them?
We call them sandwiches.
You call them sandwiches, okay. Even if they're long like this? No, seriously.
You mean like a sub?
Then they're hot dogs.
Well, a sandwich is usually 2 pieces of bread. Then you have something on a hard roll. Then you have.
Oh, that's like a baguette, like a sandwich on like a baguette. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sandwich on a baguette or a baguette.
I'm wondering what he's got down here under it.
Look at that, 7,100 though.
Is that a garbage bag or is it a blanket?
That's the bag that was missing from the house we were renovating.
There you go. There's a nice picture of their setup. With the,
Let's talk about antennas. There you go.
Antennas. Got them pointed all different kind of directions. Got all these dongy things that
Elements.
dongy.
Yeah.
What if he uses
Doingy things?
I wonder if he uses. I wish he was here. I would love to know if he's using preamps or not even using any preamps. Just simple antenna, feed line, radio, go.
It looks like he may have the preamp on the radio, but I see a radio and a tuner. That's all I see.
Yeah, that's the 7100, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Very cool.
And he's 146.52.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be calling on that.
Oh,
So I don't have a script to go by. I have no description of these photos, so we're just going to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Keep picking them apart.
Photos. Now, 8 would be proud of that. Look at that toe rod right there.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Ooh. Nice choke.
Wait a minute. I've got some almost horizontal
What the hell is
stuff
that?
going here.
Is that for the scanner?
It must be for sideband.
That's
It's off the side of the car.
Oh, look at this one.
That's the new dual polarization.
It's a wireless antenna.
That's wireless. That's
A whipless antenna.
whipless.
It's elevated. It's sitting above.
Is this a rental car? Because look at the protection it's got on it there.
I don't know. So a lot of people use duct tape on their mag mounts for some reason. And if you don't change it out every now and then, it dries out. No, because it dries out. When you go to remove it, it destroys the paint even worse.
Oh yeah, that's bad. So I
So
don't
this
even know
was
what
the
some of these pictures are.
VHF contest, right? What was it again? The VHF
What'd you say?
contest?
That was a sprint.
Yes.
What
VHF
contest was
sprint.
it? Yeah, VHF.
It was the June. It was the happens 3 times a year, and it's a sprint.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that's kind of neat. He's got the battery and everything mounted to this not so clean box.
That looks like a CB. That looks like a unit end CB in there.
Nah.
No. Joe,
No, that's the
make it bigger.
That's
Joe,
the
I'll make it bigger.
7100.
That's the 71.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
body of the
That's
7100.
the actual
okay,
RF
okay.
unit. Okay,
All right.
that makes sense now.
Is that his
Yes,
Carlos
it is.
antenna? Wait. Make it bigger again for a minute. Go to the 7100 box, and there's and to the port there, the antenna port right there.
It's a power adapter.
That's an adapter.
No. That's an RF. That looks like UHF to BNC. That could be a.
Oh, you're
Carlos
talking about the adapter on the radio.
On the radio, that could be a Carlos antenna.
Oh,
No, it's not. It's not a dummy load.
No.
It's all
It's
good.
not a dummy load. Okay,
It's not a dummy load.
just an adapter
That's
for
cool.
that Quicko change.
oh, 440, 70 centimeters. I did not try that. I was working on VHF.
How many? Do you know how many
contacts
contacts Joe made?
No, he didn't. He may have said it, but
He doesn't like to brag, does he?
when he was sending the stuff, I didn't even read what he was writing. I'll go back and do that. I was just copying pictures before the show started.
Man, it took a lot
There,
of
look,
time.
he cleaned it back up. He
Yeah.
up.
So,
all right?
so he usually puts that in a special. It's like almost a like a hiking bag, like the long
Yes.
bags for so it fits in there well. It must be a little bit heavy, like with the plywood, but it seems to protect it well. He's been using that for quite a while now. I think a year and a half.
That's definitely heavy.
Homemade box.
I remember when he made the box, but
I made a center console one time to house the radio, and then I ended up selling the radio, and I shipped it inside the wooden box that I made, which it was just a console thing. And they actually took the time to send me an email back laughing out loud because they did not expect the console plywood box to come with it.
Bonus.
Yeah. Always get your money.
And they weren't expecting the extra shipping charge for all that weight.
Yeah. And let's talk about QSO cards from an FT8. So this was pretty cool.
QSO cards.
So I get this today in the mailbox. You may have seen it on some other social media accounts, but I thought one thing stood out to me was this. My call sign was in color. It was like printed straight off the QRZ page, right? What it looks like. It's got the flag and stuff. And then, there we go. Then I turn the envelope over, and there's a coded message. And I wrote the words out. Thanks for the contact. 73.
Isn't that great? Friend. That was very, very ingenious, very caring. That son, I love it when people do special things like that.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. So that was actually another operator that is just mere miles from me that I'm going to have to take the time to try to meet someday. K5 ATP. Got a pretty cool station on his QRZ. It looks like it showed up. But the thing that when I turn this card over and then I see this, I just broke out laughing.
I love that card. I love that card.
I can't go to bed now. I'm talking with K5YVY.
That is so tempting. That's so tempting, but he filled in your call sign.
And then I look at the bottom, not that bottom, but down here.
You look at that bottom too.
It's actually got confirming QSO and 40 meters, and it got the signal report. I said I've never seen anybody incorporate the design where they could put that information into their design. Then I showed the card to my wife, and she didn't find it very amusing. She just threw it back at me.
She said, "I'm going to bed. Good night."
Yes, that's about all I got right now with photos.
So that's pretty. That guy must have. It seems like high quality print there. He must have a whole setup for that. Like,
I can't. What it was, I got to looking at it, and what do I do with it? I don't know if you'll be able to tell.
Probably has like a template set up and ready to rock and roll. And
so you see how it's really shiny, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's some thick card stock, right? Because it ain't got a lot of bend to it. But then I was like, does it open up? And what he done is he printed this out on photo paper. You see,
and glued it together.
And glued it together. So it's a two-sided card. So I thought that was pretty neat too.
That is.
That changes everything. Amateur. No, I'm very, very impressed with that. That's the effort. The effort that it takes to do that.
Jody could be correct on that one. No, the man took a lot of time. Very caring. Very, that's special when people do a lot of stuff.
No, it's pretty neat. It was pretty neat. Well, we have somebody waiting for us here.
Yeah.
One of the contest masters himself.
I'm going to show you this guy's QRZ page just because he's got a picture of his shack. And
hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Hello. Hi, boys. What's going on?
Hello,
Kyle. I almost wore my ICOM shirt, my ICOM QRP shirt tonight.
Oh, you would have been right up my alley with my the stream on Sunday. My ICOM. I was supporting ICOM.
Right.
Oh my.
So this
Kyle,
is the guy that sent me the QSO card.
Just me?
Yeah, he does look. Yeah, he looks a little ashen.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Let me change. Let me make myself non-gray. How about that?
That's a cool looking shack, man.
The first time I seen his QRZ page, I'm like, oh, this guy's got to be on YouTube or Twitter or something, right? Nah, I can't find him nowhere. It's just he loves his shack.
Look at that.
So that was pretty neat. But he's part of the Ham Shack hotline and got all kinds of goody stuff. He's DMR, scanner listener.
Disco. Look at that disco and antenna.
Yeah, really nice page.
Very well thought out. Yep.
How do I do this? All right, now we're all back.
There we go.
What's up?
Let's try that. I guess it's a little bit better. I got a white shirt on, so therefore my camera. Every time I wear a white shirt, my camera freaks out. It doesn't know what to do with it.
Throwing the white balance off.
Yeah, I am. It's I'm got a high quality production here.
Well, please keep your shirt on at least. Maybe I'll send you an Ape T-shirt to wear.
Yeah, I need an Ape T-shirt. I don't have an Ape T-shirt.
Spread shirt. You go to Ape store and you can do whatever you want with his logo. You can put it in the middle. You can put it on the back. You could do, man. Ape's got it hooked up, man. And Joe and Shane, these guys using Spreadshirt, man. They've got it going on, man. I'm telling you.
Does it come with can I put a Miller Lite can on the back of it?
You know something? I bet you can. If you can just
You can add your own text. You can add your own images.
Add a JPEG. A JPEG? Is that what it's called?
JPEG.
JPEG.
I'm just drinking water, guys. I swear to God, I'm just drinking water tonight.
I want a JPEG and Molson arm and a cow. Get all the barn animals on there.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that T-shirt with the cow turning around, making a funny face like?
And put Lucy the duck or whatever that's
Moochie
the duck or the goose or whatever she was. Was that a boy goose or a woman goose?
Yeah, it was a male duck, Moochie.
Oh, it was a male duck. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I love male ducks.
So Kyle, are we doing a road trip?
I guess so. Yeah. What you want to tell everyone our plans, our tentative plans that took 2 seconds to iron out?
Wow.
You were live streaming, right? It was the impromptu live stream, wasn't it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think you
That's
did
correct.
the impromptu live stream. And
on Saturday or Friday?
Yeah. And somebody asked you if you were going to Huntsville Ham Fest. You're like, oh, I got something the weekend before, something the weekend after. And I was like, what if I fly into St. Louis? If I fly into St. Louis, we're road tripping it together. And you're
right.
Like, okay. Well, that was a joke. And then it looks like I might be going to Huntsville Ham Fest. So, road trip.
Molson IMs me today and says, hey, I'm coming to St. Louis. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're road tripping. And then he puts into the disclaimer. All right. Molson, I have gathered from Molson's just talking to him, on the air and having this conversation that Molson might think that he's got, he talks about, oh, I've got this going on, I got that going on. I think Molson is a high roller. Because
he is. Oh, here you are right. You are.
No. What you say?
No, wait. First off, I want to, as you're telling the story, I want everybody to think about this image that I'm about to give you guys.
No.
In the car is Kyle, Molson, Norman, and Shaq and Greg. Can you imagine those four individuals traveling? Maybe 1,500 miles? I want to be a fly.
Oh, it's not 1,500 miles.
Whatever it is, I want to be a fly in that car listening to those conversations.
It's like what, a 10-hour trip?
I think it's probably 7.
Okay, so what's that?
Yeah, but with Norm, it'll be longer.
Well, yeah, we got to stop. Yeah, we got bladders. We got to empty.
Yeah,
we got
exactly. Every truck stop, Norm's going to be in there. I get it.
You got to get the sun drop.
We got to make the sun drop run. Yeah.
That's a YouTube show right there, you guys. You guys know that.
That's right.
So Molson says, well, I said, yeah, come on down. We'll road trip down to Huntsville. And then his next sentence is, well, I think I'm going to bring my wife. And I'm like, okay. And first he goes, you think if I can bring my wife and my kids? And I told him, I said, hey.
No, I didn't say kids.
Oh, it was just your wife. Okay.
Kids. Read it again.
Yeah. Way to bring his wife. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I really don't care. And then he throws in, well, I'm so used to renting a big, huge Suburban. I'll just rent one in St. Louis and we'll road trip so you don't have to drive. And I'm thinking, whoa, a Suburban? You're going to rent a Suburban and drive it all the way down to Alabama? I'm like, all right. Yeah.
There's a reason behind that.
It's like Uber Black.
Yes.
I got my own little Uber going on.
I told you guys. Well, I didn't say I was going to drive exclusively. You're still driving.
No, you're not.
So that means
Wait, hold on. You want Kyle to drive a Suburban?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But yeah, right. Yeah, that means no.
People like me don't fit into Suburbans.
The
Well, you
Suburban's got
fit.
three rows.
You fit in the Suburban. You do. You just can't see over the dashboard.
Right, right.
They're gonna put Kyle in the third row, I think. Right.
Oh, way in the back.
In the way in the back.
Just do when you do the rental. Tell them you need a booster seat. You're good.
I got you a baby seat there, but no.
Okay.
Did you get the part of the message where I said I got you a tux with one of those little hats there?
No, I didn't even. No, I didn't even see that.
I'm joking.
Oh, you guys have.
Well, I told you guys the message. Like I told you guys the story about when my wife and I went to Colorado, and my buddy said he was going to pick me up, and we rented this
what happened?
big like. I told you this. It was a big Yukon Denali or whatever it was. I was like, I need a vehicle. I need a big vehicle because I like driving trucks. And I really enjoy driving them, so that's why. And here's the thing, Kyle wanted to drive in his pickup truck. Now I've added an extra passenger, so I was like, I don't know if Kyle's truck has room, so I was like, I'll just rent a vehicle with a lot of space, and then that way we don't feel like we're boxed up in a small.
Very
small
considerate. See, he's a very
He is.
considerate man.
Yeah,
It was all for
I was
Kyle.
okay with
Kyle
that.
was for you. Then you go and complain about it, and now I'm renting a Toyota Corolla.
You know, Molson, I'm not really sure if you want to fly into the States, fly into nasty St. Louis, and then have a road trip of 7 hours across the United States just to go to Huntsville. I mean, I think that there is plenty more closer airports that you can fly to and have a much more pleasurable experience driving.
Isn't Nashville the closest? Is it Nashville?
It probably is Nashville.
To what, Huntsville?
Yeah.
Well, see, part of it's the experience. Part of the experience is
You're going to get an
road tripping with
experience.
Kyle. Like,
Are you gonna make him stop at like the world's biggest ball of twine and the largest freaking frying pan?
no, but what I want to do is I want to stop at every ice cream shop.
The
along
birthplace
way.
of Oralville Rockenbecker. And
All right, I'm not going now because now I can imagine this is going to be Daniel's first trip to America in like 50 years, right? And he's going to be like, "Let's stop here. Let's stop there." I'm just like, "Can I just go home? I'm trapped now. Now I'm a prisoner."
Kyle's going to get out at 5 a.m. He's going to be gone. He's going to be out.
I rented a car and I drove home.
Listen, Kyle, I just want to stop at every ice cream shop and Denny's along the way and say, "This is our son Kyle, and it's his birthday today."
Can I act like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
There you go. Yes. We'll give you the fork with the cork on the end. There you go.
Oh my God. Kyle could get that free Sunday.
Yeah.
No, I just want to. You know what? It was a spur of the moment joke on the stream, and I was like, "Hell, why not? Go road trip with Kyle, have fun, and yeah." So if it works out, it works out. If not, it doesn't. But we'll see. It should be fun.
I'm still trying to debate if I'm going to go. I got so much stuff going on in August.
Oh, so now you're gonna stand me up? Okay.
No, if you make it to St. Louis, we'll go.
I see. I get it.
Daniel at the beach.
There you go. There you go. Hey guys, that was Daniel back in what, 1989, maybe 1987.
You know how old I was in '89?
He was like 10.
Somewhere around there. Anyways, why don't you come on the show for Kyle?
I don't know. Joe Brett gave me the link, and I clicked on it accidentally. I was trying to click on another link.
It was something about contesting. You know, you're the contest guy. So
I wanted to ask Joe Brett what 6 meter and 2 meter antenna was he using, and give us the rundown on your. It was a 705. Whenever you were trying not to run off the road, but what else were you using?
All right. Well, for 6 meters, I was using the 7300 into my 80 meter loop.
Oh, the 8 meter. So how far above the ground is your 80 meter loop?
Well, it's at the 25-foot mark on the tower. And then it kind of slopes down to a small tree. It's about
It goes like this. The pattern is.
yeah. And I got to thinking, like, I need to raise that corner up because all the other corners are about the same height.
Sounds like that loop needs a blue pill.
Yeah, on that one corner it does. It needs a little erect help. But so yeah, I mean, it's on average about 15 to 20 feet until it gets back to the tower. 25 feet.
To highlight scouts. I'll be at the pilot outside of Nashville.
Scout says, I'm driving to Huntsville too. When Molson gets tired of Kyle, he could pass him off to me along the way at some truck stop. Sure, it won't look weird at all.
Can you imagine? I just get passed off from ham to ham because they're just like, out, get out, get out.
Can you imagine the local sheriff just there getting something to eat coming out of the restaurant and seeing that transaction going down? Like, oh my God, let's just go back in and go get and order another cup of coffee. We didn't
in case the sun drop.
Don't forget to give him a sign that says Huntsville or bust.
Man, I'd be in that pilot, hopped up on Coors Light and gummy bears.
and 45
Amber Alert,
Auto.
yeah.
Hey, Auto, I was thinking the same thing. Amber Alert all on the highways.
At least
calling all cars.
If there was an Amber Alert, at least I'd get home. Yeah. I'd get home quicker.
Get home quicker. Escort too.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah. So with the 705 for 2 meters, that was kind of interesting because I really was wanting to use my 14 element beam, but my 14 element beam decided to give me an SWR of infinity, so I decided not to use that.
Ooh.
You got cable problems.
I think it's it's either in the jumper from the top of the tower to the antenna to the pigtail, where you give it slack so it can rotate.
Right.
Because I've been up the tower, I replaced the coax ends in the shack. That didn't help. So I went up the tower with a soldering iron and a big, long extension cord, burning my leg as I climbed the tower.
Wow.
Well, at least you smelled like chicken, so you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Replace the connectors at that point, so it's got to be up at the antenna, and it's an unguided tower. And I put on some weight since I put the tower
up. Why did the tower sink a little bit?
It's just you get up there, you don't want to sneeze,
Jeez, sneeze or fart.
The last time I went to the very top, I took 2 or 3 weeks and seriously lost weight. I lost about 8 or 10 pounds before.
Good grief!
I caught myself. I just didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, no.
No.
So, I use a 2-point harness where I'm connected and stuff, but I don't know if I want to try to jump off of it or just ride it to the ground. Either way, I don't think it's going to turn out good. So
what you do is you do it like the elevator. Whenever it's coming down, right whenever it hits the ground, you jump up.
Yeah.
Works only in the movies.
Tuck and roll when it hits the ground.
Yeah.
So for my 2 meter contacts during the contest, I was using the old school, the full size Ringo Ranger, 2 meters, because now they sell just the Ringo and they're kind of short, but
no Ranger, just the Ringo.
Size matters.
Just the Walrus.
Yeah, and running off RG58 coax, so I had plenty of loss to go with it. But
how tall is your tower?
40 feet.
40 feet. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a quick trip to Home Depot.
Yeah.
As well as the emergency room.
I've got enough tower sitting out back. I could go up to 170 feet, but I don't think that's necessary. I'm going to use some of that to put up a second tower just for HF and 6 meter.
Wow.
Ooh.
You're getting into K3LR distance there. Put a 170 foot tower up.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I got a friend lives a couple of counties north of me, and he's got a 185 foot tower. I said, why'd you stop at 185? You could go, 199 without putting a light on it.
Right.
He's like, well, I got a 15 foot antenna at the top. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once you get into, that much tower, you get into a whole nother price level of putting antennas up and guying, and then you have to have some good heliacs, some good hard lines, so you don't get, 1,000 dB
Yeah.
of loss. You know, that is a whole nother level. People, I love whenever hams say, "Oh, I'm going to put a 100-foot tower up," and then they're just like, "Well, I bought the tower, but I didn't understand that there was going to be another $4,000 worth of equipment that I needed to get and rent and whatnot to put the tower up." Not even 4,000; it's probably even more.
Yeah.
Between you put the concrete in with the guy wires and
The
get
grounding,
the grounding and the crane operator and this and that. I mean, it's expensive.
Right. You got to buy them pizza.
Yeah, I'm not discouraging any hams to go out and put towers up, but it can get expensive.
Sometimes it is cost prohibitive.
Of course, after I put this one up, when I put this tower up, I didn't know a whole lot of local hams, but just a few. And of course, the one that always comes after the fact, and he's like, "Well, why didn't you put it on a tilt plate?"
Yeah.
All mine's on tilt plates. Watch how easy this is. And he just hits a button, and he's got 60, 70-foot towers that he just tilts up and down.
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, that'd be so nice." So and he's like, "Oh, you can still do it. Just take you some 2x4s and a couple of jacks and jack it up." And I'm like, "I'm not trying to do no balancing act with a 40-foot tower, man."
Yeah.
Hydraulic jacks.
You'd probably have to lay it on its side and start over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was
What's
thinking.
the-
If it's
what's the
only 4
device?
sections, just take it down.
What's the device that brings your antenna up and down?
The hazer.
The hazer.
A
yes.
winch?
No, the hazer. My grandfather had that as he got older. He says, "I'm not climbing." He's not taking down the antennas anymore, and he invested some more money. Once again, we keep investing into the hobby, don't we?
Yeah.
And I remember that I was probably about 12, 14 years old when he did that. That was the last thing he did.
I have considered that. If, 40 feet, no, because the thing is with the hazer, you can't have guy wires. That's,
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So he had to re-strengthen the tower. So that was some more money that went into re-engineering. But for the old man, it was worth it. It's what he wanted.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you another little trick that the locals taught me after the fact with the tower. They're like, "Hey, why'd you put your rotator at the top?" Because that's where it goes, right? No, man, you take top link rail and you put that mast all the way through the bottom of the tower, and you mount your use thrust bearings and stuff, down
Mount
to
the
the tower
rod, mount it at the bottom.
and mount
Mount
it
at the bottom.
about waist high. And I'm like, really? So, there's always those friends that come by later. And this
Yeah,
was
but
Good
a lot
idea.
easier.
But then you've
They
got it's a toss up though, because just because you have the thrust bearings doesn't mean one of those will fail and you won't overweight your rotator. So it's a toss up. It's not a bad idea.
That's the great part about the hobby is you do a bunch of stuff wrong and you learn. People tell you, hopefully in a nice way, "Hey, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that?" And then you can go back and redo it. But sometimes the redo is expensive,
Oh yeah.
They have always been nice about it, but it's just one of those things that slaps you in the face like, that is a good idea. Good.
Yeah. Well, it's the stuff that, hams don't know what they don't know. And
Right.
and that's part of the hobby, part of the experience. And hopefully nobody gets frustrated to the point where they're just like, I can't do this hobby anymore because I don't know what I don't know and I'm getting frustrated. But different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, you need those people that tell you stuff like that show you things. And I was a technician for 10 years because I had no desire to go to HF because I never even seen HF, never seen anybody work HF. I wasn't even like watching Ham Radio YouTube back then,
Right.
if there was any. But then one day, one of the guys like, "Stop by, man. I'm talking to all these different countries. Check it out." And he puts me on the mic with his call sign. I make a contact. It was all over.
Yeah.
Can you,
General
so Joe, you made a good point. Can you imagine if there was no YouTube, no social media, and here we would just be doing things like how we did it back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s of early 90s of exchanging information at club meetings and going to, finding the guy in the tailgating area who'd give you some more time maybe than the guy inside or whatever. That's how information was being shared. Yeah, you see it on a QSL card maybe or something. Or if you're driving along somewhere, you stop, you pull over, you look. Hopefully the guy's nice enough to talk to you, and you get those ideas, you write them down, and here we are now in 2022, and man, information is so readily available to us.
Well, that's where clubs came in, right?
Right.
Clubs were big in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and you shared information at club meetings. and that's how you know, before Google, before you had an Elmer. And the days of Elmers are gone because the Elmers are now YouTube and mailing lists and Discord and all these other places. And that's where kids are getting their Elmers from.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, the clubs are going by the wayside. And that's I'm not saying that is wrong. It's just that is how the hobby is. Yeah, progression, right.
It's a unique evolution.
Right.
Of and maybe we'll go back to that someday. I don't know. I would love to. But I do miss those days because I know as a president of a club, it is very, very hard to entice my members to do a show and tell.
Yeah.
Just
and also
informally, and I'm not talking about death by PowerPoint. Bring something in, throw it on the table, and talk to me of why you like this and what do you use it for, or just bring up a couple pictures. Nothing crazy.
Right.
And even that is just so hard to get people. And talking to other club presidents, they're experiencing the same thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not like to some degree. I don't think it's. I'm late to I left for the conversation, but if YouTube wasn't here, you wouldn't be saying that, right? It's not
most
that
likely,
the clubs.
Yes.
It's not that the clubs have all of a sudden gone downhill. It's they haven't evolved. Right. And so if we didn't have this new technology, this new platform, this evolution and just how we can communicate, we'd be content with what was. Right. And so it's not that they've gone downhill. They just haven't progressed.
What I'm finding is and I mean this as no disrespect, because I'll be the first to tell you, when you have some major life changes happen in your life, this thing called the hobby that we're in.
Yeah.
You spend less hours. Okay. By hook or crook, whether you like it or not, you will spend less hours. I'm going through it myself. Okay. And it's frustrating, but I'm getting back on board. I'm slowly getting back into it. But I think as a club, if less of your members are not putting ham radio, I'm not saying, listen, we all know what comes first, family and work. Family and work, I get it. That is solely the importance of. But then when you start going down that line of, well, what do you do in your spare time? If less people are playing ham radio, that's also going to affect the clubs too.
Mm-hmm.
It will have an effect on.
The guys in the chat bring a lot of great points. I would say that the Elmers, like Lindsay Hicks says, Elmers aren't gone. I'd agree. I got guys who are local to me who are my Elmers, and so a couple of them, and they're great. But it's not through the club; it's directly. And then also, Liberty Cave says YouTube never helped build my local repeaters, and that's a good point. I think one of the things though has also changed not only in the platform but just society. We don't have as much time as we used to. It'd be really hard for me to take the time and go to a 2-hour club meeting. Drive there. I just don't have that time available. Really, my only night available is Tuesday for this. And I literally refuse things. I just say, no, Tuesdays are busy, but I could fill it up too, And so we don't have that disposable time frame that we used to have years ago.
And it's about choices, isn't it? What you just said is true. It's about choices.
Yeah.
You have chosen, just like me, just like all 5 of us, those in the chat. We've all chosen to carve out on a Tuesday night because we want to be here. Yeah. We used to do that, though, Daniel, with our monthly. I remember our club meetings used to be twice a month, along with the other activities, on-air activities throughout the year, in addition to those 2 club meetings a month. So it's all about choices and evolution. I get it. Things are always going to change. We all know that. Things are always going to change. But
that's a good point. I mean, that's the two local clubs. I got one to my west and one to my east that are I consider very active clubs. And being very active, that's participating in the field days, the contests, the parts on the air, and just hands-on stuff at the meeting or whatever it may be. But they're both an hour or more drive either direction I go. The ones, and there's a couple that's more local, but they don't really do much, So me driving an hour and a half, when I come home, we got to do supper. We got to get the kids ready, school stuff finished, get ready for bed, this and that. It's just one of those times. But like you said, I mean, it's a choice. You're either going to do it or you're not. And I would like to do it. And it just doesn't fit my schedule right now.
Yeah. clubs are not going to be replaced. No, clubs are not going away. Elmers are not going away. There is something to be said about hands-on training. You know, someone said, or Molson said, somebody in the chat, people are not going to help me build my repeater. Those places, times, efforts, people have times and places for those types of things. There is another generation of hams and information out there, like YouTube, Discord, online stuff that is bridging the gaps. It is helping people get through times whenever they can't get a hold of their Elmer, they need to get something done. Now it's almost to the point where it's information overload, where you can go and watch. You know, I bought an 817 3 years ago and have put it on the air like 4 times. Well, I forgot what all the buttons did on my 817. So what did I do? I went and watched a bunch of YouTube videos before I went to the park to make sure that I understood what all the buttons did, right? So that there was no Elmer around to say, oh, I needed to wait until next Friday for the club meeting to ask, you know, somebody who's got an 891. I went out and researched it on YouTube, you know, and had my answer within 30 minutes. So there's a time and place for everything. But, you know, I see a bunch of people clamoring about, oh, clubs aren't going anywhere. I totally agree. Clubs have a time and place. I'm in like and Izzo, you're
ebb and flow. It's
ebb and flow. I'm down on a club level. I'm down here. I haven't been to a club meeting in 6 months. I could care less about my club. I still give my dues. I still support them. But ask me again in 6 months, and I'll be going to every single meeting, you know, and not missing every breakfast they have, repeater check-in. It's all about ebb and flow.
Sine wave. Yep, it's a huge sine wave. Hey, back, you know, when Beer Snack was talking about his radio issue, software issue, cable issue, back in the day, what would somebody do, Kyle? They'd bring the radio to the club, wouldn't they? Some guys would even bring the manual with them so they could take their notes, because in the back of the manual would be that note page. And then you had the guys.
There still is. There still is.
Yeah.
But not on everyone.
Well, because now most of us are reading the manual through a PDF, right? Or we're watching it on the YouTube or somewhere.
Yep.
Then you had the other guys who were very ingenious with the HF rigs. They would bring in the lead acid car battery just to power it up, so that it would light up and go, hey, if I want to do this, and show me what button to do that. So because they would simulate them being in their shack versus being at the table at the club meeting. So you had various levels of help me, which is what you're saying is help me. Yes, everything is a sine wave. Here in Connecticut, we have some very, very active clubs. We have some very slower moving clubs that fit those guys who just want to have a coffee get together and, you know, rag chew. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There really, really isn't. But then you have those clubs who are always doing something. And I always tell everybody, regardless of the distance, find a club that meets your needs. And your needs might change 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But the most important thing is still get on the radio. Get on that radio. And I don't care what you do. CW, FT8, 2 tin cans and a piece of string. Make some noise. Get on the radio. I don't care. Just go have fun.
I also think that by my experience and then hearing other people, I think one of the things that maybe lack is just vision. You know, like a lot of times I find that some of the club meetings are like just the regular net meeting. Everybody just checks in, done. 5 minutes later, it's over.
Yeah.
You know, oh, Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Delta Oscar. Okay, thank you. Next. And it has no context. There's nothing. There's no life. It's dead. It's just, and it lacks vision. And sometimes people inherit roles because nobody else will do it. And it needs someone with fire, someone with a plan, somebody who has just the ability to engage with people and make it like an event, you know, like, and everybody has their part, but there are people in the club whose role that is. And unfortunately, sometimes they get put there because nobody else will do it. But I think that's a huge part for me. It's just like, okay, what's the attraction? What's going to be achieved? What are we doing? Is it the same presentation?
Well, have you guys heard this number? 10% of the club members do most of the work, with 1% do all of the work. When we were a club, and my buddy Mark is out there, N1MMO, Mark and I, we were part of a club that back in its heyday, almost 275 members. Guess what? You take 275 members and you do that 10 to 20%, you got a good group of guys. You got some muscle there, you know, and that's why
But
you
gotta
can
have
do
the
bigger.
numbers.
Right, you can have bigger and better things. You could do it all. Now that things drop, and I have seen that. So, but maybe I'm just that old stick in the mud there. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing and show up to a meeting. We'll have fun. We'll talk about it, and whether it's 3 guys or 30, I don't care. You know,
Ralph has a point about that. It's and it's not just ham radio clubs. It's actually all clubs. It's all, every place. It's not just us.
SPE, same 10 people. STE, same STP, same 10 people. Yeah.
Yep.
But you know the club that won Club of the Year a couple years ago, that Nassau club up in Connecticut, New Hampshire, N1FD, I believe their call sign is.
yes.
The president of that club just became the New England section manager, district manager, and I talked to him about, you know, how did you guys win Club of the Year? And it was, they tried stuff until, you know, they figured out what stuck, you know, and people had an interest in, and then 2, they got people involved. You know, they just kept getting people involved, and they got over that same 10 people. So therefore, they had, you know, a club of 100 people. Whenever you have 50 people doing stuff in a club with 100, you have a little bit of that other 50 people. They want to get involved because they see that other 50 people doing stuff that they want to do, right? So it's almost like a snowball effect. So, yeah, it's tough with clubs. I was the president for many years of my club, and it was a challenge. I mean, we've got 275 members in our club, and it was a challenge sometimes. So, beer snack, you got to hum. There you go. Now it's gone.
And here I am trying to fix it. I'm getting ready to call my mentor to say, how the hell do I fix my hum? And it wasn't even me.
Yeah. It was weird because I sent a private message to everybody saying Beer Snack you have a hum, and Don goes, do I still have a hum? And I was like, no, your name's not Beer Snack, Izzo.
Well, I did get muted for a minute. That was pretty entertaining. So behind the scenes that the chat didn't see, when there's a anomaly in the sound interface of the show, Beer Snack goes muting individuals to see who it is.
It wasn't me this time.
I seen him mute me and then unmute me, and I was like, "Oh, it's not me."
Yeah,
I've done kind of.
Well, I was under the assumption you mute me, there must be a problem because I figure you.
Don, you know what happens when you assume.
But still, listen, we're looking out for each other. You know what I mean? This is what club members do. You look out for each other.
4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10.
So, did we ever talk to Kyle about? Did you participate in the VHF?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
I didn't mean to invite you. I'm sorry.
So I'm driving home, and I get a ping from Joe Brett. Hey, we're talking about the 6-meter contest, and you know, why don't you come on and talk about it? I'm like, well, I really didn't participate. And then I got a ping from Shane, and then I got another ping from Joe Brett. I'm like, all right.
Well, you know, contest you can't talk about. You're the contest guy.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to participate, but we still don't have the antenna switcher at the contest station, and the once we get that, then I'll be able to select the 6-meter antenna. But I did have my Elmer Ward was down at the contest station on Sunday night, and he made a bunch of contacts into Europe on 6 meters. So 6 meters was definitely open, and yeah. It was a good weekend.
It was fun. But I do want to ask you a question. What since you do a lot of remote work,
Yeah.
What do you do for cooling, for like the power supplies and the radios kind of take care of themselves, I guess. But nothing. Nothing. It's just air cooled. I mean, if the thing's got a fan in it, you know, the fan kicks on, but you know, it's not like yeah, there you go. Little redneck 255 air conditioning. I hooked that 110 desk fan up right there because I don't know, for some reason, I went over to my power supply after operating for a few hours, and I put my hand on the power supply, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this thing!
That's a little
touch
warm.
it." Yeah.
What amperage of your power supply do you have?
This one that is running on is oh well, that explains it. It's a 20 amp,
Oh,
and I'm running 18 amps on the
Yeah.
7300. So,
boy, you need some more power.
oh,
Boy, you need a
My bad.
mentor. You need a mentor to tell
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you
Well,
need
I've
to
got
get a 30 amp power supply for you contesters.
I've got a 10, I've got a 20, I've got a 30, and I got a 50.
Well, you need to put that 50 in.
50.
Yeah, the 50 is running the 2-meter amplifier, but I may need to change the 7300 over to it.
So then you need to get another two. You need to get another 50.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, if you do any remote work and you don't have people going down to the shack, to check on stuff and whatnot. I mean, you are in a different situation, but if you don't have people going in and out of the shack every couple weeks or whatnot, get yourself a good IP camera and put it on your stuff, and check on it whenever you're running 150 Qs an hour. Pop that camera on to make sure that smoke's not coming out of the back.
Or a flame. Look for
Right.
a flame.
Right.
But I do have some of those little, I don't know, you can get them off Amazon, or the little Chinese temperature relays. Got the temperature
Oh, yeah.
probe on it.
Yep.
I have some of those. I used to have it hooked up to the Echolink radio. But,
Yeah, you can go and get like a Waze camera, and put one of those Waze cameras on, and
yeah, but it can't blow air.
no, but it'll tell you if something's on fire.
True.
Set up the alert. Because
I
mine go off for a smoke detector.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Knock that alarm.
there's not a lot of
Don, a smoke detector is not how you know dinner's done. Okay.
So Jody says internet connected smoke alarm. Well, actually, you mentioned smoke alarms and you mentioned Waze, and the Waze cams that I have
Yeah.
smoke alarm detection.
Yeah,
Which will send you a
mine do too.
notification.
Yeah.
If it hears the tone go
right.
off.
right. So that's what I was going to make that point. On the camera, you can watch yourself burn.
Scout.
Until it knocks out the internet connection.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're just SOL. Don't forget to shut down your radio before it burns.
You got a node flow for that?
I do. Internal fire shutdown radio.
So
Shut down radio and set off the halon, right?
Right. Yeah. Then you need the
New
halon
one.
system.
Yep. Exactly what I was going to go to.
It's a $10,000 solution for a $1,000 PC.
Yeah, well, it's either that or just fill your entire shack with balloons of smothering agent, like baking soda, and just if something happens, just have them all explode at once.
Right.
Have you seen those? No, I'm not getting to that. Never mind.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tell
Well,
us, Joe,
at least they're red. Okay. You've seen the advertisements, I'm sure, about the fire extinguisher balls.
Is it the ball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So at least they made them red. But I mean, you watch the videos; it's pretty cool. So you just hang some balls above your
They're not
Above
blue.
your what?
radio.
They're not
Your
blue.
radio.
If your
Yeah.
radio catches on fire,
Right.
then pow, the ball.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so your radios didn't die from fire; they died from liquid. That's getting
It's
into
not,
it.
but it's not a liquid.
Right.
It's not liquid.
Yes, it
it's
is.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
The
they used to the old school, like in the old school.
That's the
like,
old
the
school
40s or
ones.
50s.
No, the ones that they have out now, it's a dry agent and it's a dry smothering agent. When it
gotta
explodes,
look this
it sets off. But your radio didn't die from the fire. Your radio died from the explosion. So you can't tell if it was
What do these things
melted or if it
called?
was
They're
blown
called-
apart.
Yeah.
Fire.
Nah,
dangling
nothing to-
balls.
Shop vac won't.
Here we go.
fix.
Molson's going to the Google. Be
Well,
careful what you
there's
Google.
another one.
Yeah.
It's you have a fuse on the end, and when you light it, it shoots out CO, like it just shoots out smoke to put out the fire. It's like, what is this? So just put a whole bunch of those in there.
Look
Let-
at
Automatic
Molson's-
fogging of
Look
the
at
room.
Molson's face right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean,
Look,
he's He's just Googled exploding balls.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I hope you used incognito mode for that.
Let me tell you something. He's going to be seeing teabagging.
Because Daniel, there are local people in your
Look,
area.
I just found this this on the Urban Dictionary.
There you go. Look,
he's gonna
Google
find
fire suppressing balls, and that's all that comes up is the.
he's going to find a group of people 40 miles away from him who want to be his friend. I mean,
$9.07 Canadian on Amazon. Let's see what this is.
there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Amazon, did you buy the goggles for your dogs yet?
No, man.
No, yet. But he has it in
Maybe
his
I'll-
wish
maybe-
list, I bet.
Wait, are you
Yeah,
talking about
maybe I'll-
this one?
Yeah.
These goggles? Because
Yeah.
he changed everybody's image to this?
Maybe I'll just I'll just order them and ship them to Kyle's house because everything's cheaper in the States.
And you can pick it up at
Yeah,
Huntsville.
you pick it up.
I
in
show up and
Huntsville.
I have like 50 boxes at Kyle's house.
That's why you're
Kyle.
gonna be. That's why you're gonna need that Suburban.
Molson's gonna show up and say, "Hey Kyle, you got my balls?"
I'm gonna throw him in his face.
He's like, I'm cupping it now.
Do you want to cup your balls now or later?
Kids are hard.
Turn your head and cough.
Man, let me tell you something. If Shaq and Greg hasn't started drinking, now he will.
Is it day that ends in Y?
Get him down in Huntsville with the peanut butter whiskey and all the other stuff that he's got going on.
Ooh.
That's yeah.
My stomach's already turning, but I can't wait.
It's gonna be like, weren't we in this place just a minute ago?
Deja vu.
Hey,
Deja vu.
What's
Be
the week?
walking the
what's-
woods to find
What's
Norm.
that weekend? What's that weekend in August?
20th,
It's the third
22nd?
weekend.
Oh, really?
Third weekend.
So what? 19, 20, 21.
You know what weekend that is? I think that's the weekend of NAQP. I hate whenever they do that.
No way.
Yeah. Let's look it up.
Let's look at it.
North America, the QSO party?
Yeah. That is one of my favorite contests.
While you're
I'm
looking
off
that
that.
up,
I'm off
These,
that Friday and Saturday.
these fireballs have monoammonium phosphate in them. That's the dry chemical agent.
Yeah. It's an
Stuff will
ABC
make-
fire
the more you
extinguisher that
know.
explodes.
That's how you can lose your eyebrows.
Get one for your son, Daniel.
No. That brand new kitchen
That'd
light.
be the worst.
Time to go outside with
At
it.
least the fire extinguisher, you just pull the pin and hold the handle. These things here, you have to put a torch to them. So now my son will hold a torch to them. No, that's not happening.
Just tell him to go
Well, he's got to set
outside
the
and
house
do
on
it.
fire first.
No, go outside and do it.
Exactly, that's the problem. Dad, I set the house on fire, but good thing I had a fire suppressant.
See?
Yeah, the single sideband NAQP is August 20th. When is Huntsville Hamfest? August 20th?
It's the weekend.
third weekend, right?
Thursday's the 18th. So
Yeah.
19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Well, that should make activating the park quite easy.
Yeah. Well, you just don't do it on Saturday from noon until about midnight. It's 12 hours.
Here's the
Still-
deal,
still
Kyle.
put 'em in
I'll
the
drive you contest, then you drive I contest. How about that?
There you
Yeah,
go.
but it's a
Now,
Saturday.
see now,
Shotgun, yeah, switching shotgun.
Oh no, no. When are we leaving? Thursday, Friday, Friday. When are you?
well,
when's your
if
permission
you
to
come
buy
if
your
you come down, we got a POTA, right?
Yeah.
We got a POTA all the
Yeah.
way down, POTA all the way back up.
Oh my god.
Unless you're
No,
gonna
you should get him on a soda.
Get him on a
Dairy
soda.
Queen, Denny's, and Coda. Right? Okay.
I really don't want to call an ambulance whenever I get up to the top of the soda. Can you come get this guy? He's out of breath. And by the way, he's Canadian.
It's Canadian.
Call it off. Call it off. Call it off.
He's not swearing at you in French. He's just
No,
grasping for
actually, they're probably just like, we'll be right up. He's got good insurance.
I was in Washington, D.C. one time with my dad, and he fell and he broke his finger. Took him to the hospital. There's like 6 doctors and 2 nurses all around us trying to like Of course, they come with their little computer. They're like, where's your papers? But no lie, I took a picture. There was like 6-7 people around him just for his broken finger. And it was insane. You can't find that here. You can barely find a doctor in a Canadian hospital. And here we had like 6 people around him. So,
wow, must have been slow.
It was, yeah.
But all right, so there was probably 6 or 7 people around him. But how long did you spend in the ER trying to figure out what? I mean, you could go in there for, you cut your finger open.
An hour and a half.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like you cut your finger open and you get 3 stitches, and 15 hours later you're walking out with a $3,000 bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
on stuff your insurance didn't cover.
That's $5,000 a stitch.
Right.
And I always like the rounds where you always got that one young kid who looks like Doogie Howser. Doogie. Right? Doogie. And then you got the really old guy who's got hair coming out of his ears and his nose and eyebrows going everywhere else. You're like,
he can't hear nothing. He puts a stethoscope in. He still can't hear anything.
Right.
Yeah.
The attenuation. There's 6 dB of attenuation, 3 and 3 on.
Doc, that's my foot. Do you need to hear something in my foot?
Yeah, Doc, it's not my foot that hurts.
Talking about the insurance.
Shaq and Greg is asking, what is going on the 18th? You knew it was on a Thursday. It's because I'm looking at flights to Huntsville Hamfest. So actually, flights to St. Louis, Missouri on the Thursday, the 18th. So I figured we'd drive down on the 19th, but I don't know. This is new. We have to talk about this, Kyle. We have to coordinate. We have to plan.
If you can get in early, we can leave that day.
Oh, snap.
I would show up Wednesday.
It's like a 3-hour and 15-minute flight. I think one connection. So
Molson, why don't we just meet in Chicago and they go Chicago to?
Why don't I just pick you up on the way, all of you? We're just one big road trip.
Because I'm off Thursday. I'm off that Friday.
Wait, hold on.
Saturday.
So hold on. So you go down to St. Louis, drive all the way out to the East Coast, grab Izzo, drive through Jersey, grab me, and then drive back into the middle of the United States.
Are, by the way.
Okay.
And Joe Brett will be waiting for us.
Yeah, New Jersey is only 4 hours away from St. Louis. You can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Izzo's another hour north of New Jersey, so it'll be fine.
Oh,
Kyle,
I'm 3 hours.
Listen, I could Don, meet me in Newark, okay? We'll then get on 80 and go across, all right?
I'll meet you at the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty. That's probably the easiest, right?
You need a boat.
Oh, please. Somebody in the chat has a boat. You know that. We're hams. Hams help each other. Who has a boat out there?
I think I'll start at the airport with a rental car. It'll be a nice Suburban, and by the time it's done, we're going to be coming down the highway into Huntsville, Alabama, looking like the Beverly Hillbilly family with grandma on the roof. That'll be Izzo.
Molson's going to show up in like a Ford F-750 6-door.
Molson's going to show up at my house in a semi.
At this rate,
why don't we just rent a bus?
A bus.
It's a party bus.
A party bus.
Yeah.
That way, wait, hold on. That way, you have a driver, okay? Yeah. So you all could play radio in the back. You just got to be able to make sure you can mag mount some antennas to the roof.
You got a bathroom. Listen, if Norm's got to go to the bathroom, guess what you tell him? Down the hallway, second door. The wheels keep on rolling.
We rent a party bus. We do an impromptu Thursday evening stream of the clubhouse. It'll be a happy hour on the bus. And Kyle, I'm still getting you a suit and a hat so you can be our chauffeur. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Amazing.
No, I still want to walk into Friendlies and say, "This is my son. It's his birthday. He gets a fribble or a sundae."
No, we can walk in and say, "This is our son.
This is our son. This is our son." Oh my God, the world would go crazy.
There's 10 dudes on this bus.
And then Shaq and Greg can say, "No, he was mine, but once removed."
Yeah. I mean, this is gonna be like a Springer episode or a Maury Povich. It's just like you're gonna have to have a DNA test after this whole thing's done to figure out.
And there's poor Kyle saying, "I want my daddy."
I want my daddy. Where's my mommy?
Oh, stop.
Son, blink twice if you need help.
Then I go over just like one of these guys has kidnapped me. Can you please help? One of you is going to jail that weekend.
The Amber
Hey,
Alerts on
hey,
the highway will have
Greg.
all of
Not
our
it.
pictures.
Chuck and Greg, we need you to join us. We need a sacrificial lamb for the prison.
Yeah. I get back to St. Louis and my mugs are already on milk cartons.
Milk cartons.
Oh man, we're gonna get in so much trouble for this.
Oh my gosh. I think we've violated the YouTube rules already.
Oh.
Friday evening, we're at Huntsville going, where's Kyle and Molson?
Yeah, where's the party bus?
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Four-wheeler redneck said it good. The clam pits are headed to Huntsville.
That's funny.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Here, wait. I just screwed up for a minute. Hang on.
We do need a party bus in Huntsville. That's a good idea.
I can see that coming in out of the park.
Yeah. Can you imagine the ranger who sits there on the what? I went on a bus once and had to leave with my clothes. I had to leave with my clothes off.
Greg, you don't post a comment like that and just leave it like that. You have got to come on the show right now and tell
No.
Oh, come on. Have faith. Have faith in our brother. Have faith. No, he can clean it up. He can clean it up. I have faith in Greg.
Greg has no filter. Greg has no filter.
But I have faith in him. He can clean it up.
He can.
you
I don't think
clean
he'll
up?
choose to.
Does he have the
Greg with no
ability
clothes
to?
on. How do you clean that up?
With a garden hose.
Yeah. All you boys have been to county before.
Unless he was
Sorry for the
gray-
delousing.
Unless
It
there was
was
a problem
powdered sugar.
between the gray water and the black water. That's the only reason why I can think why you got to change your clothes.
All right. Next subject.
Don't drink the black water.
Oh, you seen that movie with Robin Williams RV?
That's funny. What's next on the agenda here?
I don't know. You're looking at it pretty much. Yeah, the tonight's agenda we covered it. The VHF contest.
Yeah.
And
So I think we're in the shenanigans portion, aren't we?
hey Joe, is your ham alert going off?
Oh no, I cut that off the other day because Steve was running so many freaking parks all day, and I was in court. I had a light.
Hours, right?
Yes, he did 10 parks.
So did he? So he did 10 parks. Let's review this for a minute for anybody who wasn't in the know. He got up at like 3:00 in the morning, right?
Drove his wife to work.
Drove his wife to work, and was he on the motorcycle or in a car?
In a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he went and activated 10 parks along
He did 9 parks.
9 parks along the eastern seaboard.
Now the
And then
first
he-
two were haunted, but the first two I believe were part of late shift. Early shift is really late shift because it's still
Right.
before.
So then he roams around, does 9 parks, and then did he do a loop or did he how did that work out?
He didn't specify. He just
Yeah.
did.
Oh.
He did 9 parks, and then he picked Dana back up, and then he went back out again
Oh.
to do a 10th. So he did 10 in 24 hours.
You see, Joe Brett comes prepared with a nice map, shows you where his house is, shows you the loops. Steve just said, "This is what I'm doing." I'll get a slap for that later, but I don't care. I'll take one for the team.
So I'm assuming Steve got 10 contacts in each park and went on.
Probably did 12 hams. I think he was talking about using the ham stick to keep it simple, for setup takedown.
Yeah, right.
So what kind of run is was it going for one of those radar run deals?
Yes.
Yeah, 10 radar. Yeah.
So he only had to get 5 contacts per part,
Really?
right?
Oh, really?
No.
It's
no.
a lot
No.
less when you're doing a radar.
It's 10
No, it's
it's activations. You have to have it. Each set has to be a full activation.
Full activation, correct. That's probably about the best way of saying it.
James,
all right.
weigh in on this.
I thought
So-
you could do a little less. It wouldn't be an official activation, but it would count towards your radar run.
No.
So, but radar POTA is different than just regular radar, right? You got radar, which is you make a bunch of contacts and then you move a certain amount of feet and you make another bunch of contacts, right? But then POTA has got radar embedded in their rules that say, hey, you can do radar within POTA, but you still have to play with the POTA rules, right?
But here's the other thing: if you're in the same park and you follow the radar rules, I think it's like walking is 3 kilometers or whatever it is for walking.
Yeah.
So you could do 3 contacts, pick up, go to some other part of the park, set down, set up, do 4 more contacts. As long as you're all within the boundaries of that park, and you're able to you could do a radar award in the same park.
Gotcha.
Now he just made it by this. He did his last park the next morning within the 24-hour period within the UTC or whatever it was.
Right.
And he said he made it with 45 seconds or whatever.
Oh wow.
So he worked hard. The other thing I gotta say, listen, you guys know I doubt everything. Who's gonna audit his logs? Who's gonna submit his logs? I'm just asking.
Why are you being so skeptical?
I'm just asking.
No, you're not just asking. You're stirring.
He is just asking, and he's trying to stir the pot while he is just asking.
I always like to stir the pot. I think that's how Greg got in trouble on the bus there. He was playing with the gray water is what it was. But
submit him to Shaq. Submit him to Shaq and Greg.
What's up, Greg?
Yeah, and
Hello,
I'll never
Shaq and Greg.
look
How are
at
you?
them.
Have you met my friend?
Just like my
Kyle?
logs.
So one last question, then we can introduce Greg because nobody knows Greg. Was he doing this for a pre-run for Support Your Parks in July, or was he asked? Is he going to go after some award or something in July, and this was pre-work, or was he just doing it just to do it?
I think he was just bored.
For fun. Why not?
All right.
Why not?
Hey, Greg.
Well, no, he said something about having to burn time at work. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Greg.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Hello.
Just hanging out, watching Clubhouse.
I see you got clothes on.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice for that too.
At least the shirt.
Good choice for that. See,
don't stand up.
No, he see. For those of you who think Greg can't make good decisions, guess what? The first thing he did was he put us on. That was number 1. Number 2, he's got clothes on. Number 3, he at least has his shirt on. That's as far as I'm concerned. We're all good.
You should have 2 flags on that TV though, Don.
It's Flag Day today here in the United States. I believe.
Well, show your Canadian love, Greg.
Oh man, now I gotta do some work.
Now you gotta do some work.
You gotta do some work.
Give me a second.
Oh, it's painful.
Do you have a Canadian? Is there like a whole bunch of menus for choose your flag that you want to?
I think you should. I think you should put the flag.
Usually it's this one, Canadian flag or Russian flag. It just goes between those.
Whoa!
I think you should put the flag for Greenland.
It's gonna take a second. I haven't turned that thing on in a while. It's updating.
Hey, for guys in the stream here, while Greg is doing this, let's not forget Friday night. Kyle has his trivia coming up on Friday night.
Yep.
An hour, and then that's going to roll right into Jason's happy hour.
Yep.
So for Friday night, we got a good thing. Kyle, for something for us for a future show, do some visual guess the flag.
We could do that. Yeah. Actually, you know what you could. Oh, you know what we should do is, and if you want to work on this would be a good one for you to do, is we flash the flag and you have to tell me what DX entity it is.
Oh man, that's really.
And it'll be like
when you go DX entity, you're talking about the DX number.
No. Like let's do the top 25, and you flash the flag. And then you have to say, "Oh, that's Christmas Island." And I bet you anything, most of them are probably not going to even have flags.
Yeah,
because they're so small, and they have no government, or they're owned by Spain or France or
correct, right?
The Netherlands.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Quebec.
That's actually what I was working on before this is. Before the stream, I was actually working on some trivia questions for Kyle. This is going to be the first week I've submitted to the trivia.
Oh, nice.
Has somebody got to fact check them?
That's the fun of it. Beer snack is whenever everyone goes like, "That's wrong." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Kyle, that's the wrong answer. What do you mean?
Yeah, I just keep on going, like nothing happens. I don't care.
It's fun. It's all it is.
It's
all it
fun.
is.
Fun with flags.
I think each of the clubhouse members
Really?
come up with the
You bring
trivia.
fun with flags? Should I just come dressed as a Bavarian pretzel?
That was one of my favorite episodes of Big Bang Theory. Fun with flags. Oh, it's funny. What were you saying, Molson?
Wait,
think-
what's
I
going
think-
on here? Wait, time out, guys. What's going on here, Molson? Here, what's the big dispute going on that we don't know about?
It's about some land, and it's sort of an ongoing thing where one leaves, like they'll leave liquor, and then the military, the Navy from each other country would go and like swap, kind of like the flag on the moon kind of a thing, except they do with liquor bottles. And then they
Flag on the moon? What?
No, but you know how you put the flag on the moon and it declared, like, you know, or
There's only one flag on the moon.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
So you guys did it and declared you were the first, right? Well, this island, they claim ownership by it by leaving liquor bottles, Canadian liquor or you know, from Denmark or whatever. And it's just an ongoing thing. The Navy goes, steals the bottle, puts their bottle.
It's as simple as that.
That's our crazy war. I think that's the story. I don't know the whole, like, I'm not like a cunning
You're
sir
fun-
about it.
I'm pretty sure that our 45th president declared the moon our 51st state. So. What did Canada do?
Molson, we got to go down to Huntsville and party. We got to go down to Huntsville and party. That's all I know. I want to hear more stories like this.
Oh, you're not kidding. They really did. They really did. Okay, yeah. So.
Well, Greenland's going to be number 52.
And then comes Quebec.
Yeah, then we're invading Canada.
we just want where Molson
Blame
is.
Canada.
We just want where Molson is.
That's funny.
I don't
There
see.
we go, Daniel.
I don't see how they can. I'm looking up a quick article here. Listen. It's one of those things that have been going on for a long time, and I know about it, but I don't know everything about it. And but I don't see how it needs. They say that Canada, Denmark signed deal to divide uninhabited Arctic island. First of all, it's uninhabited. Second of all, what's the big deal? You guys have been sharing liquor for the last 30, 40, 50 years. Like, why is this like? This is like world peace. I think it's a great, like, we should just let it keep going. It's hilarious. But anyways.
Who was it back in the 80s who invaded the Faulkner Islands? You remember that whole thing?
Oh.
And there was a whole bunch of sheep on the island, from what I heard. That's all it was. Sheep.
I don't know. I can't remember what I had for lunch.
They split a 1.3 square kilometer.
I think you
rock.
went to what's that place you go to? Twin Cities? What's that restaurant?
Twin
you go
Cities. Yes, Twin Cities.
That's it. So Jody says 50 years of swapping whiskey and schnapps ended. Like it's, I think it's a joke. You should have just kept it going. It's a 1.3 square kilometer. That's less than a square mile. That's like half a square mile of disputed land. And they've been getting whiskey swaps over the last 50 years. Like, let it go.
I agree. It's not worth the time and the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Brian. Brian goes, time for a good old-fashioned border war. Build the bar. Yeah. So.
Hey, Molson, do you guys have cigars up there? Can you get cigars up there? 'Cause
Yeah.
If I'm no, seriously, are there good? I mean, you guys got cigar shops and
Yeah.
They could get Cubans up there because we
get
couldn't.
Cubans. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we have cigars. You know, I smoke cigars. I'm not like you. Like I'll do it for like special occasions, some of that. So
Do you guys have like shoes and electricity too?
you know what? There's rumor that we're going to be getting shoe technology and electrical.
Wait. Are you guys gonna have running water and sewer too?
oh, look out for
water.
that! Look out for that gray water and black water. That's all we got.
Earlier, whenever Molson said that his sister bought 100-year-old house. I was like, there was people in Canada 100 years ago.
Oh my god! So his family invaded the area, took possession of it, built the house.
We claim this as ours.
Claimed it. Squatter. What do you call that? Squatters' rights.
Squatter rights.
Squatter rights, and there you go. Molson land. Then, Molson land. Then somebody decided to put a brewery on there because they got tired of exchanging bottles. It got expensive. That's how we got Molson beer. See, everything has an origin. This is why you come to the clubhouse, folks. This is what we learned.
There's your history.
There's your
lesson
history
for the day.
In 10 seconds.
Anyways,
Havana.
I was gonna say something. You're sounding like a sovereign citizen right there for a minute there.
I'm going to Pretoria. Leave me alone.
What's the difference between Havana cigars and Cuban cigars? I don't know. I don't know anything about cigars, so I'm a little.
No idea. I have.
Isn't
no
Havana
idea.
in Cuba?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a type of cigar that they make in Cuba, right?
I do know most of the cigar makers, like the ones I'm smoking, all started in Cuba. Their families did, and they moved to either Nicaraguan, Honduran, or whatever, Costa Rica, but they originated in Cuba.
Gotcha.
So,
what's cheaper, a gallon of gas or a Cuban cigar?
Probably.
How much is a cigar now? $10, $5, $3?
oh, you could start at $5 to $7. You can go up to $30 to $40.
Okay,
gotcha.
so for good cigars, okay, for
good
cheap
cigar?
cigars, they're like anywhere from like $1.50 to $3.
At the gas station.
Yes.
Yeah,
What's a Swiss or
Cumberland
sweet?
that's streets as well.
No, seriously, I've had some great $7, $8 cigars. But again, everyone's palate is different. I mean, I've had some good $12 cigars. My celebration cigars are anywhere from $14 to $20.
And how long does a cigar last? 3-4 hours?
This one is I'm probably good for maybe about 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I like it. If this is my poison, so be it. If ham radio is my poison, guess what I say? So be it. We all have our poisons.
You can't dip it in water to make it go fast or slower?
No.
Oh.
I mean, some guys sit in front of the TV and eat cheese doodles.
Cheese doodles?
Yes.
I don't even know what cheese doodles are.
You don't know what cheese doodles are?
Cheese puffs.
Cheesy poofs.
Yeah,
Cheesy poofs.
See, all depends where you are. See, it's just like the sandwiches. All depends where you are in the country. Everyone has a different name
Cheetos.
for it.
You got Cheeto hands. You got Cheeto hands.
The Cheeto hands, and you get that big barrel of them, right?
I just got to give it to Jody. You're right, Jody. Jody says there was that time in 1812 when we burnt down the White House, stole all the technological secrets, and treated back behind the fence. And then he says, we've been friends ever since. So.
Hey, serious. Most people don't know it, but for World War II, the original portable radio that came out came from Canada.
Yep.
No, had no idea.
Only a few people know that. So there is some good things that came out of Canada besides Molson and Jody and
plus that arm that's on the space shuttle.
yes. There you go.
It's called the Can Arm or the Canadian Arm. How original. Very original. Like who would have came up? The guy who made up that name should have made a huge profit for trademarking that Canadian Arm. Who would have thought? It's crazy.
Nice.
Look at it.
Well, that's all you're allowed to arm. Well, other than cows, but I guess they're getting rid of
Can you imagine on the end of the arm? It's just a big cow with like a big, like a big sucker on it.
But it's got a space helmet on.
Yeah. No. It's got the arm, but its butt is towards the end, and that's how it sucks and grabs everything.
That's like when Molson walks outside of his house. You think the cows all start talking, and they kind of like run to the corner of the.
They get nervous.
They get nervous.
They get nervous, and then like who has to take one for the team? Who has to draw straws? And they put him out front.
Yeah, I think there's just still that one weird cow that's just always first in line.
Yeah, the cow doesn't know what's going on.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, it's about time. It's breakfast.
Yeah.
Maybe the Ken arm is not the Canadian arm is not what we think it's for. Maybe we've known aliens for a long time, and that's just the way we communicate with them. Morse code.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who watch South Park, you ask Cartman, he'll tell you.
Blame Canada.
Liberty Cave says he's having steak. I could go for a steak right now.
Gonna have my steak tomorrow night. Yep.
What did I have for supper? I don't remember. I had pancakes for supper, guys.
Oh,
Nice.
breakfast for supper or breakfast for dinner. I don't call it. Do you guys call it supper? It's dinner, not supper.
Listen,
Well, here's the thing. All right, so you got to remember, it used to be the big meal was in the middle of the day, and then supper's just a smaller meal. We have our big meal at the end of the day, right before bed.
Right.
That's where we
And
get dinner.
So hey guys, tonight we had Chinese food. Somebody must have raised the price on Chinese food, because
Cats are getting scarce.
Let me tell you something. It must be because $82 later.
Oh my god!
I mean, don't get me wrong. I always order extra for the next day and everything. But when he said $82,
$82, and 3 hours later, it's all gone.
and
It's all flushed down the toilet.
and then you're hungry again.
yeah.
My God.
Well, actually, speaking of Chinese, I'm having that, and I know I'm having that in 2 nights for my mom's birthday party, so that's good. I'm looking
All
forward
right,
to
serious question. You got good Chinese food up there, Molson?
it. It's like anything, depends where you get it. Honestly, where I live now is nothing compared to when I was in Montreal. So
Really?
yeah, so it all depends.
I hear Montreal has got some of the best food in the world. Maybe not. Maybe not according to Molson.
No, seriously, Molson, what do you think?
I
Can
don't
you
know. I
get-
lived.
can you
It's
get
hard to
good
say. I
Italian
lived there
food?
for 31 years. Like, you know, when you live there, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you had to go dating. You went dating, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
did you hit Italian food? You know, your various ethnics.
Yeah. There's different.
ethnicities.
There's first of all, the question is, what is Canadian cuisine? Like, what is Canadian cuisine? Pizza? No. Pasta? No. So it's really hard to say like that we have. I personally don't think we really have that much of our own cuisine. So yeah, there's a lot of different restaurants, but I don't know. I've never been one to rate it. Like I went to nice restaurants, I went to crappy restaurants. I don't know. It's quite possible, Kyle, but
You guys eat a lot of snow up there, don't you?
oh well, it has to be the yellow snow. That's the only thing that's good to eat.
Slurpees.
Slurpees?
the Canadian
It's
Slurpee.
those,
There
it's
were-
those
there were
lime
no
yellow Canadian Slurpees.
Yeah. Yeah, what's rallies or whatever?
Carl's Jr.'s.
No, what's the other drive-in that had the two
Checkers?
the 2 guys in the car?
Sonic?
Sonic.
Sonic.
The 2 guys in the car commercial.
No,
Sonic's
seriously.
the
What is
only
traditional?
restaurant I've been to, and they brung me out a burger with everything on it, but no meat in it. It was just the lettuce, and I was just like, that was the weirdest thing ever. But
A meatless burger.
That's their version of a veggie burger.
Yeah, did you eat it?
no, I called it. I hit the button on the screen, and they brung me a new one.
Did they just bring you the patty?
No, they didn't pull anything.
Can you
So-
imagine that? We forgot this. Here, hold on.
My youngest son, like he every now and then he likes cheeseburger, depending on where it's from. But most places he just wants a plain burger. So I go up to this drive-through. I say, "Hey, I need a burger, nothing on the meat, just burger." Okay. Go through the drive-through, look it over. It's just the patty. Really?
No bread. No
I-
bun.
So I take it back to the drive-through, and the lady's like, "Are you kidding me? Give me that." And she's giving them hell, you know. And I'm like, "No, don't." I did say nothing on the meat, just the plain burger.
Just the burger.
So
Just the burger, ma'am. Just the burger.
burger.
I think there's, in reading the chat, there's a whole bunch of Canadian food that Molson's just not telling us about.
Poutine,
What?
yeah. Poutine,
But you got Canadian bacon. You got
Canadian
maple-
bacon,
maple
Can-
syrup, good ale,
Canadian eggs, Canadian broccoli,
salmon.
Canadian potatoes.
Liberty Cave says ice shavings. Ice shavings came from Canada. That's interesting.
No, I think honestly, I would have to say I really enjoy trying new foods. Like,
Canadian
there's
chicken.
nothing better than going and getting like Indian cuisine. Like, I love.
Oh, yeah.
I love eating. I like real
did you say
original,
Indian?
authentic Indian. Yeah,
Really?
Yes.
yeah. Amazing with the naan bread and all that stuff. Just great. Authentic Chinese cuisine, not like the, bacon wrapped hot dogs there. I mean, like real Chinese food.
Stuff that doesn't come inside a box.
I just like I growing up, like there were so many cultures of friends I had, and it was just like Trinidadian food, all that. It's just something so like the taste, the texture, and like it's just really good. So I prefer trying those just different cuisine than like poutine and pizza. You know what I like when you go to beaver nuggets. Oh my god!
Hey,
right.
from Buc-ee's, those are great.
Yeah.
Ketchup potato chips are awesome, but if you eat too much of them, you'll develop like sores, and it's crazy. Like almost
Personal
like,
experience,
dude. It's crazy because those things are addictive.
Maybe that's
Ketchup
what you're
chips,
hanging out with.
And then like
He said the word ketchup, so I must mention: does anybody else eat ketchup with their cornbread?
No.
No, just me. Oh,
No.
Lots of garlic butter on my cornbread. Smother it.
Somebody look up the menu of Tim Hortons. That's what the Canadian food is.
You got bagels, you got muffins, you have sausage farmer's wrap. That's good.
What's it called? Wait, I'm sorry. What's it? Sausage what?
Sausage farmer's wrap, which is a burrito wrap with egg, sausage, hash brown in it, like a spicy mayo and cheese. I think it's good. That's like my go-to every morning. That's my breakfast: a coffee, sausage farmer's wrap, and a cigarette. That's my breakfast. I was in Vegas one time with a customer years and years ago, and Italian customer, and this lady, her name was Emanuela. She goes, "Oh, Danny, you are so fat. You should be like us Italians. Our breakfast is a cigarette and a coffee. That is it. If you do that, you will lose weight." I'm like, "Well, thank you for the compliment, and frig you."
Well,
dude, they're lying.
She called you Danny. I mean, isn't that a compliment right there?
There's only two people in this world who call me Danny now. It used to be my grandfather, and then I got a voicemail on Sunday from one of my best friends' 2-year-old son, singing me happy birthday. He goes, "Happy birthday, Danny. Happy birthday." I have it on my phone. You want to hear it? It's friggin' cute. So,
sure.
Yeah. But anyways, it was great. And yeah, but there's only 2 people in this world who call me Danny now.
Not no more.
Oh, Danny boy.
Danny.
Oh,
You hear that?
Yeah.
Danny.
That's
No.
cute. That's sweet.
Actually, that's not where it is. Hold on. That wasn't the speaker. That was the mouth hole.
Now you know how those cows feel.
All right, bring it back together. Right? Come on, Bears.
Nope.
Anyways.
Are we going to hear this negative story from Greg?
What about the bus, Greg?
Yeah, what about the bus?
Come on, make him full screen. Let's go. Let's just cut to the chase.
No, there's nothing going on with that bus.
Yes, there was. Yes,
I was
there
just dicking around.
No, yeah. That's what happened. That's why the
That's
clothes
the
came
problem.
Off. Who
Is
was
it still in litigation? Is that why you don't want to talk about it? We understand.
Still in litigation.
Yeah. 13 will
He's
get
been
you
advised
13.
not to speak about it.
Like when you get off the bus and you're totally naked, like where do you go after that?
Into the bus station.
You always just you've seen the movies. It's the same as like when everybody escapes from prison. They just find a clothesline, pull a pair of clothes,
Right,
off
right,
of it,
right.
and then chuck off going.
You didn't
Poor
have like a
Shaq. Poor
briefcase
Greg.
or anything or something like that?
Greg runs to the nearest. All it is just sundresses.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I got 20 questions. Let's start from the beginning. Was this a chaperone bus or like a city transportation bus?
No, there's no bus.
Or was there like the old?
There's no bus.
You're looking too far into it.
No,
Don,
there's a story
Don,
behind this. I know
there was no bus. It was just a normal day for Greg. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that
It's more of a station wagon, you know. I don't know.
It was an El Camino.
Hey, Greg. What about Iowa?
What about it?
What about the Iowa trip?
Oh, so that's coming up. Norm and I are meeting Scout there, and you know, we've thrown out a few more.
Are you allowed back to that state?
Never been. So
Okay.
as far as I know, I'm still allowed.
At least an option of.
Yeah, we're just meeting up there, and then about a month later, I'll be in Huntsville. So we'll have some.
So you're going to go to Huntsville too. All right.
I might reconsider going to Huntsville now.
Well, I'm bringing the wife this time, so I'll be good.
Okay.
There's enough for 3 in that bed.
There's some. If it's head to toe, you could probably fit at least.
Oh, don't
5.
make water come out of my nose. Woo, making water come out.
Now, here's your line. Now, here's my line.
Don't cross the invisible fence, okay?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Don't piss on me.
What, Greg? Do you have a cabin at Huntsville?
Yeah, I do.
What cabin are you in? Are you in the same one as Norm?
If he goes, right now it's not on his plans to go, but he's already welcome. So I'll be in cabin 2.
Do you have an extra bed in your cabin?
It has 2 beds, so if you wanna go down there, there's at least room for an air mattress on there.
Ooh.
And I have I'll put the topper on the truck and throw air mattress in there if I have to.
I don't have an Airbnb yet, or a hotel.
No, you're welcome. Right now it's
kind of
just
sprung it on him.
I think Evan, my buddy Evan, W9ZAW is going to go.
Oh, he's a good spooner. I'll
Do you guys give Kyle?
Kyle, do you like to be the wait? Kyle, are you a backpack or a little spoon?
Yeah. And what are you guys gonna do with Kyle? Are you gonna put him in like a dresser drawer? Do you give him the the kitty bed, or you give him the full? I mean, you gotta take care of Kyle.
You know,
I know Joe Brad. Do you remember that like the little couch they had in there, which was like super uncomfortable? It looks like it should fold out, but it doesn't.
Yep.
So that would actually probably fit Kyle all right. It's not like real small, but
if you take the cushions off.
No, this doesn't come apart. It looks like something from an old hospital or something. Yeah. I don't know. It's terrible.
Our bear.
Is that Jody?
Is
that Jody?
As they are.
That looks like. Yeah, I think that was Jody.
Jody, thank you. As always, Jank. Thank you.
Is there any more cabins available for the Huntsville?
Negative.
I don't know. It's showing me.
I don't think so. I think they're all sold out.
So
Molson, if you're bringing your wife, man, I don't know if you want to stay in a cabin like that.
Unless there's been a cancellation.
Yeah, and there might be, with gas prices, who knows what the heck it's going to be in 2 months. It might be $8 a gallon. Who knows? So there might be some more cancellations.
The golden rule for Dayton to get into the hotel where everything is at, all of the festivities, is you call Dayton or you call the hotel about a week to 3 or 4 days before the event, and there's always people canceling because people become silent keys.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle. And their wife.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Kyle to laugh at that. Way to go,
Listen. If it weren't for dark humor, some of us wouldn't have a sense of humor at all. But that is a great idea.
I'm telling you, it works.
True story.
It's the truth.
True story. My uncle was going to working at a major hospital in New York City, and they had to get an apartment. Guess how they were looking to get their apartments through the obituaries.
Oh, the obituaries, yeah.
Yeah, because in the big cities, that's how you did it back in the
70s. I mean, you laugh a little bit about it, but without the silent keys, how much of the flea market would be interesting?
Well, that is true.
As long as they're not selling the silent keys.
That is how somebody has gone to Dayton year after year after year and said, "Oh, I'm not going to get in a hotel room. I'll figure it out the week before," and they show up at the hotel with all the stuff going on. I'm like, how did you get? And they're just like, well, they had rooms. And then you come to find out it's people who have booked a room, can't go, and they cancel at the last minute. Somebody cancels at the last minute.
Yeah.
When I booked it, I guess I booked it maybe 2 months ago. There's only like maybe 3 cabins left, and I was thinking about doing like 14 or something because they had like it was like the handicap cabins with the bigger shower. Because I don't know about the shower in this cabin. It's literally I could stand straight up.
The shower head sprays
with the
like
shower
on your
head
neck.
in my chest.
No, it's right, just my size.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was in the shower. I'm like, yeah, Kyle will be fine in here with me. But,
With me?
Oh, stop it!
Was that
No,
thir-
but
was
it-
it like the 30-inch stall?
yeah.
No, and
No, it was small.
you poor tall guys. You know, it's all right, Kyle. We'd be all right in there.
Yeah. I've been to county before.
It's about a
No, those are
30
open.
minute
Those are
shower.
open. What are you
Those
talking
are old.
about?
Those
Yeah,
are
yeah,
open,
yeah.
man. That's open, just like locker rooms.
That's funny.
Oh.
Anyway, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time.
Definitely.
Will it?
But that's a long way away compared to Let's get through field day first.
I was just gonna say, let's just get the field day first, guys, and then there's
Weeks.
POTA in July. You know,
So in 2 weeks is the field day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Summer field day.
well,
Yep.
first off, let's take care of trivia Friday night, then happy hour.
Happy hour. Then field day. And then we've got Support Your Parks weekend, which is in July. And I'm going to be in the Grand Canyon with a bunch of YouTubers
Excellent.
for that.
Oh man,
and
that's
we're
where
gonna
they filmed Superman 3.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna the buzz went away.
He's working on it.
No.
He shut his fan off.
I think maybe
Ah.
it's the cable to your mic. Ain't that the problem I used to have?
Somebody
Anyway.
somebody better put a toroid on that cable.
Tow ride. Yeah, so then we've got Support Your Parks weekend and then Huntsville. So it's a jam-packed summer. Jam-packed.
That's what happens when you run FT8 for an hour and a half.
Was that the humming?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's the first time it's happened, so.
You're pulling a TO on us. You're being on a live stream and FT8ing at the same time.
Ah, but what call sign do you think I was using?
Toads.
Okay, Toads.
Liberty Cave, we're not going down in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon's like at 7,000 elevation. I mean, the Grand Canyon goes down 1.5 miles, but and then we're gonna do a bunch of sodas. We're gonna stay in Mather's Campground, which
When's
is right
this?
middle of July.
Who's this trip with? Anybody we know?
Yeah, you want to tell us what
right.
shenanigans?
Myself, Jason from Ham Radio 2.0, Mike KMRD, Red Summit RF, who is organizing the whole thing, Adam K6ARK, who else? I think Christian CL1 N1 CLC might be there, and a few other people. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting who
Good
else
group.
is going.
Good.
And
group.
nobody we know. Sorry.
Yeah. Who else is going? Oh, Tank is going.
You're not going to leave him there, are you?
Well, if he screams Tank Radio too many times, we will.
Can you imagine the echo that would go off in the game?
Well, that's when he stands against the edge, like this is Sparta, but he's Tank Radio, and you just kick him off.
Chuck's going to be there too.
Then three days later, he has a mule. He's coming back up on the mule.
He's risen.
He's risen.
Oh,
So bad.
no
got your
offense, but
Yeah, here we go.
Don't worry, Tank. We got your back. Somebody will throw you a rope.
or they'll tag
Yes,
to you before
Mike.
they do it.
Happy Father's Day to you, bud. Happy Father's Day, Mike.
Yeah, that's this weekend. Go get your father a radio. Go get us. Go ask him to get his tech license.
Yeah.
Are we gonna wrap this up, boys? It's been 2 hours and 5 minutes of I think complete utter nonsense, but it was been good nonsense, hasn't it?
It's never nonsense.
We talked about good stuff.
Dude, we
We
learned
did. We
about
talked
Joe
about VHF.
Brett. We learned about Joe Brett. We talked about Huntsville. We talked about Greg on a bus trip
true.
that possibly never happened. I mean,
I think it did.
I know it did.
I'm willing to bet money that happened, and there's more to
Let
the
me tell you
story.
something. I bet you. I almost want to play ad libs with him. Remember that game, ad libs?
Mad Libs. Mad Libs.
Ad libs.
Ad libs.
Yeah.
Ad lib is when you have a script and you're just not going off of it.
That's what Greg is doing. He's ad libbing.
I'm telling you, you give Greg a Mad Lib on that one. And maybe that.
I need a vowel.
maybe that should be safe for Huntsville then.
I need a descriptive adjective.
And I don't want to hear. And I don't want to hear about a proposition either.
I need an action verb.
Be careful. Be careful of Greg's action verbs. That's all I know.
Guys, it's been.
What's the
it's been-
verb? Never mind.
What's a verb?
James-
Did you just say what's a verb?
No, I said
hold
what's. I was gonna do a hand gesture like this. What's the verb for this? But I wasn't gonna do it. I'm not doing it.
You find that on TikTok. You can find that on TikTok. That's all I've seen.
Yeah.
James,
I'll
Ham
ask
Radio
the
Adventure
kids.
Guy, what band are you going to be on?
Yeah, we're gonna be
40.
Let us know.
40 maybe.
40 probably.
Is he
That
going to go
dark-
back out tonight?
Yeah, he always goes out after Clubhouse.
That darn K index has been so. I'm sorry, the A index has been so high. It's been so noisy, man. It's been absolutely crazy these
I
last.
have
days.
come to the conclusion that James, Ham Radio Adventure Guy, has a house for one purpose: to hang his awards in.
Yeah.
He's always in the corner.
Wallpaper.
You know, I don't. Does James go out to a place that is open 24 hours? Because most of the parks and most of the places where I can go around here close a half hour after sunset, or they say that they close.
Right.
But I'm assuming that there's places out there where you can just go and activate and whatnot. I don't know.
Well,
And
all right,
and
so-
also, I'm gonna also say just real quick, if you can hear James and you want to learn how to run a pileup, just listen to James and the way that he runs a pileup. He has got so much experience. We're
smooth.
pulling calls out, and he stacks calls up. So therefore, he will hear 4 or 5 calls and call those people back, and then after he gets through those people, he'll call QRZ and he'll grab another
I
set
like
of
that
calls.
technique. I like that.
James is an operator that you want to listen to and mimic him on POTA because he is such a good operator. I have to give props to James.
He's smooth. He's monotone. Right
Exactly.
across- And,
That's
and
what
I like that. I like
He
that.
stacks those call signs without. I mean, he ain't got time to write all those down because he's already calling the guy back.
Well, it's the same people who call him over and over, and he knows those calls, and he knows the and it's just like contesters. I mean, Ward and K3LR and W3LPL, all of those guys, literally, they can pull out some guy in Croatia because that's the only guy on Croatia, and they've worked him 4,000 times in the last 3,000 contests. So they just know each other, and they can hear each other, and they just pull him out, and they know who it is, and that's how James works.
Does a good job. I like
It's
Scott's
good.
comment.
It's-
I use
so do I.
James
I was
as
just gonna
40-meter
say.
beacon.
So same here. That's exactly why I love listening to James and people in my short path 40, as well as other stations around the country. They're great beacons, and maybe I'm the same too. So when they hear me go out,
Yeah, I feel like every time I hit James up is I could get through the pile up wherever we are. He always hears me and calls me out right away. So it's always a quick contact every time I go and try to chase him.
Right.
Always fun. All right,
of the
guys.
most of the sheriff's department do that too with you, Greg. When they see you in the crowd, they want to pick you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wear a ball cap.
That's
Nobody
right.
can tell.
Yeah.
Ball cap and glasses.
Well, does anybody have a final word to say before we hit that outro?
Love you.
Okay. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks for
happy
hanging
Father's
out
Day,
with
everybody.
us.
Happy Father's
Are
Day.
Are you
you know,
looking
for the
at me,
fathers?
Joe Brad?
I'm looking at everybody, man.
Maybe you guys should get a cabin together.
Whoa. Listen, my wife's stop. Forget it.
So on that note,
Stop. End the stream.
bye
End the
everybody.
stream.
It was wonderful hanging out with you.
That could
Happy
be a
Father's
TikTok.
Day. We
That
will
could
see
be a
you next
TikTok.
Tuesday. Have a good night.
See ya. Greg, now that we're off the air, tell us about the bus story.